starting to come out of there. Man, that thing was dry. I don't even know how many pumps it was, but it was dozens. All right, here's the John Deere, and we need to do an oil change, but I can't open the hood because I did the famous thing you do where you stick a screwdriver in here too far, and I popped the rod out of this, and I didn't notice it, and I closed the hood, and now I can't open the hood. That's how you open the hood. And look, there's nothing in there because I pushed it in too far. So there's a rod that goes from the hood latch over to the side to that hole. You can see it hanging down there. First of all, let's see if we can find an easy way to pop that hood, and then let's find a better solution for it. All right, let's take a look at what you're gonna need to fix your hood problem. Okay, number one, you're gonna need a 1/4 inch rod. Now, if you live somewhere where it's real rusty, you might wanna get a stainless rod. A couple of these clamps, this is from Harbor Freight. These are like $3.50 for the 2. Now, you can get these at Home Depot, but it costs you like 14 bucks. Some baling wire to fish our hood prop. This is just your basic, real cheap Harbor Freight toolkit. It's about 30 bucks. I don't have all my tools here, but I do have this. Come in clutch a couple times already. Let's do an unboxing of the Harbor Freight hacksaw. It's good that they turned the blade around on these hacksaws, because if it were to fall on you with the sharp side down and then it went back and forth like 300 times, it'd go right through your hand. All right, let's try to get this hood open because I need to change the oil, and I can't change the oil until I get the hood open. And this is a 2019. It's got 311 hours on it. I bought it used with about 300 hours, and I'm pretty sure that oil filter is from 2019. So I'm worried that it's about 100 hours over its oil change interval. Let's try raising the arms so we can get a straight shot through that hole and see if we can push the mechanism over with our 4-foot rod that we bought. Okay, now we got a straight shot to our hood hole here. And for safety, I went ahead and just pointed the pallet forks down to kind of hold it up. I just don't think it's likely that now is the time that every seal blows at exactly the same time and cuts my arms off. Okay, I'm gonna try to fish this in and push the same mechanism that's already in there. This has a collar that holds the rod straight, or it's supposed to. I broke mine out by accident. So we're not going to be able to just fish this over. We'd actually have to put a little bend on it, and then we wouldn't be able to get it through that hole. Let's get some baling wire going here. We'll cut a couple pieces. Let's just give ourselves a couple little handles to work with. I see my rod here, so I'm gonna get through the hole that's right by it. Okay, so I've got a curve to my wire. You see how I'm able, that's my prop rod there that you see back there. So now that I've got that up, I'm gonna pull out my other wire. So here we go. So now I've got the rod higher. And you see what I'm doing is, now I'll leave this one in while I get this one higher. Oops. Now you can use more wires as, you know, like game save wires, where each one will save your progress. Okay, I've shortened up my wires by just rolling up the ends, and it makes it a lot more controllable. I've got this rod right here. In fact, if I had a nail, I could poke on it and probably open it. Now don't stick your wires in too deep and poke your AC condenser. You know, only need to go in a few inches. Trust me, it's enough, fellas. No matter what anybody tells you. Unless a woman tells you, then you have to listen to her. Okay, there's a little bit of a caveat here. Is once my rod fell down, I stuck a screwdriver in there kind of looking for the mechanism because I didn't know what was going on, and I broke the tube that sticks off the back. So that'll actually make it easier for me to get my rod through there where I can open it. You may not be able to do that. Now the fix I'm proposing shouldn't care if that tube is there or not. Okay, I see. Gotta go, oh, I gotta restart. And that's the game, guys. This is a ridiculous John Deere. Okay, I got it in a really good spot. Oh, I had it, guys. I had it. Now there's a U-shaped bracket in here. So you have to guide the rod under that and then up into it. So let's go again. And have yourself a small Phillips head ready. Let me go make a couple more pieces of wire. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Once I've got it fished to where I want it, I'm gonna put in these 3 to kind of strengthen the rod so it can't fall at the bottom again. Stupid thing. And also it'll save my place. Ugh. It's like a annoying game. Like an involuntary game John Deere signed me up for. It's not as fun. It's like a Cracker Barrel game. The Cracker Barrel game, though, you can throw the stupid golf tees across the room and then eat some mashed potatoes to feel better. So, because the game tells you you're stupid, and you go, who's stupid am I? I'm eating potatoes. And your piece of wood with some golf tees drilled in it. Okay, let's put a game saver in here. Put it right here. So after I make some progress, I'm just hooking my game savers to the front of the grill here. And they're holding up my rod. Got our rod back into place. These baling wires not very stiff. So the more of these we got pushing up on that thing, better if we have a chance of it not trying to deflect downwards the whole time. Hi, sugar. Please.
You got it.
I don't know, actually. Okay, see if that hood will lift up. I thought it did. See if it's just stuck. It's right here, this lip right here.
No.
Did it go up? No. Okay, so push down on it a little bit. Hold down on it. Now I'm gonna push in this latch. Okay, hold it up. Hold it up. Okay. All right, you guys. So that's the hard part.
Don't ask.
And also, don't also let your wife go in between the arms that are supported by the pallet jack thing.
You told me to go in here.
I know I should have told you to go in there. So I've endangered my entire line. Open the hood all the way, and it should latch.
I can't. You gotta lift it on that. Oh, I didn't think I had that length.
You're longer than you think you are. It's a Buster Bonanza around here, sniffing an old rag. All right, Buster, you got it. It's working on the plane. All right, let's put these arms down so that nobody dies. There would have to be like 4 different seals to go all at once for it to kill me. And I just thought it was very unlikely, so I took a chance. It's wildly inconvenient now, but it's a hell of a lot safer. Okay, so here's our hood latch mechanism. Goes over through that hole, you know, and you take a key or a screwdriver and you push it open, but if you push it too far, you're hosed. So you could just not push it too far. And this is the condenser I was telling you about. See, my wires aren't sticking through far enough. The first thing we want to do is we need to figure out a way to extend this rod. I'd like to just have a button on the outside here to push. I don't need to have a safety hole. I mean, the dangerous stuff is all around it. So I don't need, I mean, yeah, this is hot, but like, don't touch it. It looks like it's just a hairpin, actually. Let's put it somewhere where it's easy to drop. Actually, I'm gonna put it in my pocket. Don't look at my nipple. Unless you're a patron. First of all, can this rod just be rebent so it sticks out? Probably not. I don't really think I have enough length here. And it has to kind of go around this headlight anyways. I wanted to look at where it goes through that little guide, that forked guide right there. See that? Let's take a marker. I'm just gonna mark it where it goes through that guide. Now let's take our rod out. And we got a little marker. Now let's see if our $10 solution is gonna work. Okay, this rod has some features on it that I don't wanna have to duplicate. Let's make this rod, let's make it about 7 inches long. Never mind the buzzing noise, there's a lot of bees around. Just be quiet about it. Oh, good. I did say this was a multi-angle saw, and it's changed angles on me. So let's tighten her up. This saw might suck, I don't know yet. Now we're making some progress. This saw sucks, guys. Changes angles on you. Man, this thing sucks. Use a grinder or anything else. Don't use this saw. Use long strokes faster than short, fast strokes. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do a setup where my factory end sticks out through the hole. I want my factory end sticking out because it's nicer, not sharp like this side. Let's open up our clamps here. Here's the item number if you need to go to Harbor Freight. And I don't want anything sticking out past my marker because remember that one guide was there? I want to space these clamps out as far as possible to get more strength. I'm tightening these up pretty good because I don't want them to come loose. It's the tractor vibrating. Now you could put a spot of blue Loctite on there if you're really worried about it. Now let's stick our rod in. Stick one side out the hole here. We'll hook the other side up to our latch. So what do we do, 7 inches? That was way too long. Here's our sear, and here's our 2 notches. So let's go ahead and push her back down. That's latched. That's super latched. So let's figure out how far this travels to undo our latch. First of all, let's push it in real quick. Works like a charm. Goes in right there. What's happening is the original rod has been pushed up, and so it's bumping into our guide over here, okay? So original rod needs to go on the bottom and our new rod on top. No big deal. Before we unbolt all this, I want to use this as a handle to cut this down. That's the farthest we need to stick in, right? So we'll leave 2 inches after our mark. And so let me tell you how long this rod should be. We made it 7, and it should have been closer to 6. Because right now, it sucks. Oh, I've got to use my horrible hacksaw. This stupid thing's twisting on me. I'm just gonna crank this thing down. I feel like it's gonna break. Don't buy the Harbor Freight hacksaw. Okay. Now what I've just realized is we've lost our nice factory edge. So we've got a razor sharp edge, so that's good. Cut it the right length in the first place. You won't lose your factory edge. Okay, so we don't want this on the top, we want it like this. This mark does matter. We don't want any clamps sticking out past that because this will start hitting on that bracket. Remember that bracket on the inside? Okay, so we got our rod. Let's go ahead and tighten it up. That's a lot better than it was before. It was binding up. Now it's not binding up at all. See that? See that bottom rod now can go under that guide. So that's looking pretty good. Okay, I pushed it in as far as it goes and a little bit more. Let's take this out. Now the thing I have here is that my rod's a little crooked actually, so let's straighten it out. Be nice if my rod was straight. Now some women like it if your rod curves a little bit, but mine will make fun of me. Oh, this is a crunchy pair of vice grips. I do not want this coming apart in the tractor, so I'm really giving her what for. Now we just want to bend this down so that we have a handle to push in on. If you've got a vise, just clamp it in there and bend it down, but I don't have one. But I did find these holes in the back of this. So there's our button, right? Now what I've just realized is in order to install this, I have to release these clamps and bolt it back together inside the tractor. Ugh. Let's see if we can get away without that. Maybe I can hook it through. No, no, so you gotta unbolt this. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I would recommend just having your rod stick straight out. So you could cut a 5-inch piece and then you could just put a rubber cap on it and be done with it. Yeah, do this outside of the tractor and just leave your rod straight. Okay, so here's our new hood pop. Just sticks out like that. And all you do to open it is just push it in. Easy. Okay, here's the real test. Let's close the hood. Okay, here it goes. Now I want to open my tractor. All I'm going to do is reach over here, push this in. Pull up my hood. Just like that. Make sure it's out before you close the hood. So that's my solution to the hood thing. It's a no weld solution. What I may do later when I have my welder out here is literally extend the factory one by about 1.5 inches and then put a rubber button on the end of it and call it a day. But it's good enough for now. I'm happy enough with it. It's a $10 solution. Is this the water reservoir? Is this the windshield wiper juice? Let's see any juice in here. Gosh darn it. Okay, so we gotta go work on the tractor. I don't know what the wife is.
Work moves.
I hate that. Here's the...
Buster, are you in your boat?
Heard something. I don't know why my beer just went nuts all of a sudden.
You're not in your boat at all.
Now I've zerked all the fittings. In fact, I saw that I missed one. But The tractor was built in 2019. You're supposed to change the oil every 200 hours. It has a 311 hours. And I put about 11 hours on it. And I looked at the oil filter because I'm kind of catching up on the maintenance because it didn't come with any records. And the oil filter stamped 2019. So the bad news, I think it's got 311 hours on the brand new engine without an oil change. So let's fill it up with synthetic. There's nothing we can do at this point except for to change it and move on with our lives. What are you gonna do at this point? So we got our oil and filter, and then we got our full synthetic. This stuff is $50 a jug, and we need a jug and a half. We got some gloves. I just finished another project fixing the hood pop, but we're not working on that right now. So don't look at that stuff.
The hood pops.
The hood pop.
Like a foot
Oh
pop.
man. In fact, with that hood pop thing, I could have just tied a piece of wire to the latch and just ran the loop out through the screen over there and just had a pull. It would have worked fine. I didn't even think of that. Oh well. All right, so I'm pulling my pants and let's get started here.
You don't know what a foot pop is, do you?
No, I don't. That's weird to me. What is it?
When you kiss someone.
Oh. And your foot
and
pops
then
up.
your foot pops.
Let's get gloved up for the tractor. Now, if you go in for your manly exam, and the doctor, as he puts on his gloves, pops his foot, you
Get
might
out
want
of
to
there.
find a different doctor. Well, might not want to. Might be a good time. I don't know. I don't have an oil pan here, but I found a 5-gallon bucket. I hope that's good enough. Yeah, it's gonna work fine. Here's a little latch, and we're just gonna pull that out, turn it sideways. Then this fender, we're gonna pull it forward and out. Or something. Something's gonna happen around here.
That came off almost for like no reason.
No, it's fine. It's fine, but they make the hood prop thing is super complicated for some reason. Now we can see the side of the engine down here. Here's our oil fill. I don't think this has ever been opened. Kylie grabbed a multi-pack of funnels from the Harbor Freight. I think these funnels are made in Russia. I keep finding smaller ones inside the...
Ugh.
Okay.
Let's see what kind of mischief, hold on, mischief Pearl's getting into. Nothing. She's just sitting there all weird.
Weird dog. Be best if I can find a piece of tubing to stick on this funnel and then run down from up the top. Do you see any tubing around here?
Oh my goodness, there's some actually.
Where? On the end of that old
Yeah.
gas can? Well, might be able to use that. Should blow this out. Might be able to just go in from here and tilt this up like that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Put that right there. Blends right in so we'll forget it. Okay, what size do we need for this drain plug? Do you guys know what size the drain plug is? Comment below so I don't have to try to figure it out.
Yeah, that'll be helpful.
Look, I might have hit some turbulence because my sockets are all goofballed in here. All right, looks like 17 millimeter is our winner here. That's our drain plug size. So let's go ahead and stick it and spin it. Okay, so here comes our oil. And now that our right hand is dirty, let's use our left hand to remove the oil filter. Hang on. So we're gonna go left-handed on this. It's gonna feel weird. Now I didn't bring an oil filter wrench, but I've got the original one right here.
Yeah.
So.
Here come Milo and Otis.
Well, look at, they designed it so that the oil drains right onto these two lines right here.
Oh, good.
Should have put a rag over those.
Oh, good.
And then we'll go dump this on the driveway. It'll keep the dust down.
No.
Okay. Well, we'll keep the
Hang
dust
on one
down.
second.
Why is it a lot smaller?
Oh.
Let's check our part numbers here.
Uh-oh.
Okay, here we go. M806419 on both of them. Babe, can you tell the difference in size between these two?
Yes.
Ooh, that's bad. Okay, so Let's take a lick of oil off the filter face here. And we're gonna wet this seal. Just like that, so that our seal doesn't bind. Let's stick this back on. It's gonna be real easy actually because it's the size of a thimble. I don't know why it's so much smaller.
Just don't worry about it.
I hate that. Okay, now we're just gonna crank it on here. And I'm gonna give it one with the right hand, my strong hand. Okay, that's not going anywhere. I'll wipe this oil off of everything. And let's wipe the now giant exposed filter housing face here. Now, let's put our plug back in. Now, once when I was like a kid, I drained the oil in my dad's car. Actually, I think it was my grandma's car. It was my grandma's Dodge Shadow. Do you remember those? I drained the oil in it, and then I changed the filter, and then I added the new oil, and I was like 10. And then I realized I hadn't put the oil plug back in. So the new oil just went down through the engine and out the oil pan, and my dad yelled at me. So that was a story about my dad yelling at me. Okay, so here's our oil plug. Let me make sure I don't have any grit on here because our oil filter has no extra capacity for any kind of grit. An oil filter, you're gonna carry 3 grits and then it's full. Now let's stick this in the oil pan. I should have pulled my oil bucket out of the way in case I drop my wrench. I don't drop my wrench in the bucket of oil. Okay, now we need to add oil. That's like a pretty important step. Now, if you're not gonna add oil, it's better that you don't change the oil. Like just don't change it, because as bad as running old oil in your car is, not adding it at all is even worse. Just so you know. Now,
good advice.
I've got a lot of good advice. Okay, hang on a second. Oh. They recommend removing the loader and everything so you can get to this stuff easier. But like work on airplanes and cars and stuff, this is actually not hard to work on with this stupid loader arm thing. Or what even comes off? No. Actually, I think everything comes off. I think this comes off. I think
the whole thing's like a Lego.
You're a Lego.
I
wish I had an air compressor here because I could blast all the dirt out of here.
Buster's bored with it all.
He's on Chris's seat.
Wow, you're pretty handsome. Sorry.
It was tight.
Oh, it was a completely different color.
It was dirt colored before.
It's tight.
It's tight. Okay, here's the oil cap. We'll use a cleaner.
What was that?
That was my nose. It made a kazoo noise. I don't know why.
Scared me.
It scared me too. God, this thing stinks like old gas. Real bad.
What does old gas smell like?
You took too big of a drag on it. You're supposed to take a small sample. You just went all.
I just sniffed until I smelled something.
Ooh, stuff came out. Children's tears from China came out of this.
Stop.
I don't want those tears in my John Deere.
I'm not holding it.
Wow.
I don't want to get anything on my shirt.
Let's try going in from the top.
I know how this works.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Found a solution that doesn't involve my wife loving me. Okay.
Oh my God.
So
you know what happens is you're perfectly capable of doing it all on your own, and then you see me, and then you suddenly have a job for me if you're in the middle of a project.
I put on fresh gloves because these have got holes in them. Okay, let me grab some fresh gloves.
It's ignoring me.
I gotta dry my hands or they're too hard to go on. Not ignoring you, I hear you. Yes, I don't come up with jobs just because I see you. That's what you do anytime you see me on the couch. You go outside and rotate the trash cans. The wheels on the trash cans, they're wearing unevenly.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm so high maintenance.
Let's dump in the first one. It's 1.4 gallons. So just shy of 1.5. Okay, we got our little cap here.
It's like boba.
What's boba?
I don't know. I see people doing that with their boba teas, stabbing the straw in.
Oh.
I don't think I've ever had boba.
Did they steal that from Capri Sun or something?
I think so.
There we go. It's gonna be slow going. It's because that funnel you got is too small.
I said, is this funnel okay?
And I said, who cares? That's for tomorrow. Oh no, that was earlier today. Who cares? That's for later today. Showed some of this oil action. They can't get enough of this. This is full synthetic, guys. John Deere something or another. It's good about this John Deere stuff. It's just black going in, so it never looks dirty.
Just keeps going and going.
Oh, bothered Buster. It's 1.4 we need, right?
Got a wild stream this time.
It happens sometimes. It's usually after an exciting night. Get out of here. A little bit over 2 quarts left in the bottle. Got to put the cap back on even to start it because I see there's gears literally right in the hole where the cap goes. Just drip this right into my Deere. I got gasoline in my veins. Drain it into here. Like that. Did you see in that hole? There's a gear in there?
Oh, yeah.
You're not going to be able to see that gear unless you get yourself in gear. Here's our 2 ticks on there.
It's a short dipstick.
Hey, that's average length dipstick. As long as it reaches the wet stuff. Full, just beyond the full because we haven't filled the little oil filter yet. Everybody stand back.
Don't back up or anything.
Won't. I got an oil pressure warning for just a second while it filled the oil filter. Now it's fine. What I like to do is run them for a minute or 2 before you change the oil to get the engine all lubricated so that when you do crank it after changing the oil, it has time to fill up that little oil filter. I mean, I guess, you know what, disregard all that. Have you seen the size of the oil filter? It's at the top line. See that? Mm-hmm. Right there. So we are perfect, guys. Well, that's my first oil change on the John Deere. 311 hours.
Hey, if you thought this dog would move when she heard the sound of an engine, you'd be wrong.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to be extra careful because she didn't even run away from the tractor, did she?
No, she didn't even flinch.
Cool. Okay, so let's see if this hitch pin will fit our blade here. I need to line it up. Let me lift the blade.
Pearl, come here.
Let me chop the dog in half real quick. Let's see if these new Amazon hitch pins are gonna work for us.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I like that better than the original. What are these clips for?
It's just
I'm worried about.
extra pin clip.
No, they're not. There goes something. But what?
Huh. What is not secure?
This really doesn't fit anything. It came with the tractor. I'll just stick it. We'll stick it over here so that next time I install this, I get really confused. Like, where does this pin go?
Yeah.
So that's how I like to roll.
Oh no.
Yeah. Let me throw this trash away. You don't have to show me throwing away the trash. Okay.
Got it.
Good job. Let's do this cabin filter next. And we should lower this so it doesn't come down on us. So I'm all about safety. Okay, so we'll crawl on this stuff. Let's get to our cabin filter that's in here. It's a good thing you want your work light to face the other work light. There we go.
So they can be friends.
Yeah, so they can cross streams.
Never cross streams.
Here's that filter. It's got dirt in here. Ooh, I almost fell because my foot got stuck under that lever for a second.
Oh, God.
God, you almost fell. Look at the dirt in there.
Yeah.
Wish I had a broom or something to stick in here. There's a broom there. The land listens to you quite literally, but it's not always.
Yeah.
It's like one of those genies, those tricky genies. Gave me this broom.
A push broom.
The second I asked for it, I said, I need a broom.
Oh my God, I don't think you want to put that in there.
It's just the cabin filter.
It's just the cabin filter, and that's just bird flu.
This isn't helping anybody.
I think you just bang it. And, yeah, give it a couple of those.
Breathe in. Just what you want to do is just forget about the cabin filter. Get the dirt. Breathe in heavily, blow, and then breathe again and just mainline the dirt. Then it doesn't matter if you have a cabin filter. Just be a man. Found a rag here. It's fine. This rag's fine. I wish I had my air compressor. This would be like a 2-second job with the air compressor.
Soon, my love.
I'll spin this in every hole like a peasant.
One of those women like outside beating a rug clean.
That's how I feel right now.
Oh.
Why do you think they sounded like that? It probably sounded pretty normal. Oh, it should come out. There we go. This thing probably needs an oil change too. Okay, here's the AC thing right there. Evaporator? Mm-hmm. You knew that already?
No, I just say mm-hmm.
That's why I have to eat a bunch of dirt tomorrow and I fix the wash. Okay. Filter's done. Ooh, almost, if I fell on that, that'd be exciting, huh? Okay, let's grease that main pinion in front. You can buy these carrying bags for your grease, and they stop the grease from getting all over your car or your plane in my case. And what's good is that these will actually flex to accommodate different size grease guns.
And they come in packs of like 300 or something.
Right, yeah. Here I go. Here it is. Show the nipple. It's on the other side, actually. Don't show my nipples.
How can I? You won't let me.
There's our Zerk. Here's our Zerk getter. Whoops. I'll give her some goops. 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, now I'm starting to see some coming out the joint. Ooh. Rude. Okay. Let's see if there's any other Zerks that I missed. There's probably one on the back side of this. You know what? Yep. Oh, I'm eating a lot of dirt down here. I love it.
You're gonna ruin your dinner I don't have planned or ready.
Bad woman. Come on. This is a Harbor Freight Quick Connect. Let's see if I mean, it works okay. It's better than a screwy connect thing. 13. What I'm worried about is I hope I'm not pressurizing anything over here. I don't think so. Starting to come out of there. Man, that thing was dry. I don't even know how many pumps it was, but it was dozens. Hopefully my axle's okay. Let's look for any other Zerks that we missed.
I see one.
Huh?
I see one.
Where is it?
Right there.
Where? No, I'm not a Zerk. You're gonna get it. I'm gonna Zerk you. Right in your head.
What does it even mean?
Best way out of here. Probably through here. Okay, face down in a bunch of bird poop. John Deere country. This one is easier to get than that back one I just did.
Okay.
So that's the maintenance for today, guys. That was a 1 beer job. Barely finished one beer. So that wasn't bad at all. It's pretty easy to do your own oil and stuff on your Deere. Don't hardly need any tools. Anything you don't have, look around in the dirt. Now it's time to go do some burnouts.
Yeah, let's go do some burnouts in the tractor.
Do some wheelies.
Tear up some road.
Let's go tear up the road that we gotta go fix.
I'll just show you guys almost sunset. Ignore the trash.
All right, the sun's going down. It's 5 p.m. Buster's outside there.
This is his trick.
The wife says he's got a trick. Let's see it.
Buster, you wanna come in? You gotta go around back. Buster! Buster's back. Buster!
He knows to go around back. When did you figure that out? God, he's smart. All right, we got to run to Tractor Supply. Let's go. Good morning, everybody. Sun isn't quite up yet. Yesterday, we did a little maintenance on the tractor. And now let's finish that up and go fix the wash again. There's a feller with a two-wheel drive truck. Actually, there's a few out here. And when you go across the wash on the steep side, they let the rear wheel spins in it. We haven't had any rain in forever, so the clay is kind of dry. And so when they do that, it just turns into talcum powder. So let's go scrape the talc off out of the wash so I can bring the box trailer through. We can finish moving my shop here. The house is moved here. I just need to move the shop here. Yesterday we changed your oil, which was probably original from 300 hours. I'm kind of sad about that, but what can you do? You have to the only choices you have are what you got going forward. The past does not exist. Last night I went to Tractor Supply and I picked up some more goops for it because there's no John Deere here. This oil here, it's full synthetic. You can get Rotella 5W40 full synthetic for 23 bucks a gallon over at Tractor Supply, and probably even cheaper at Walmart. And this stuff is $50 per gallon. I'll bet you the Rotella is fine. I think Shell knows how to make oil. This ASTM D6210, that's the standard John Deere's coolant meets. This is $13 a gallon at Tractor Supply, $100 a gallon from John Deere. So I'm done with the Deere goops. Like if they were just a little bit more, I wouldn't even spend the time doing the research. But you want to charge me, same thing here. High Guard hydraulic fluid, John Deere, $30 a gallon. This is $30 for or less than $30 for 2 gallons of the same goop. Back here, it even talks about how it meets the High Guard standards. Yanmar tractors aren't using John Deere goops. I mean, this has a Yanmar engine. TYM tractors aren't using John Deere goops. Case tractors aren't using John Deere goops, and they're all still running. I love the tractor. I don't want to keep it going forever, but I'm not going to pay double for the same goop. You can't hardly tell, but it looks like we're about right here. Let me wipe this hole off too. Wipe away from the hole so your tractor does not get an infection. I'm pretty sure that's where the hydro fluid goes. Doesn't say it, but it has a drop with a gear around it. So that's very clear messaging, I guess. I'm pretty sure the hydro fluid goes in here, but I can't be positive, so I'm gonna check the book. See this? Watch out. Check the book. It doesn't mean watch out, go to the library. Nobody goes to the library anymore unless you're gonna drop a BM. People used to go there to get knowledge dropped on them. Now they just go there to get a BM. Okay, so that is indeed the juice hole. So the wife is bringing me breakfast. How sweet.
It's for me and Pearl.
Oh, she says for her and Pearl. Better not be. Buster is helping with the tractor. He's over here helping. He helped me with my breakfast too. The sun has finally come up and Buster and I are enjoying the sunshine. But this is your hydraulic fluid and your transmission fluid and your front axle fluid. It's just 10W30. But you want to use specifically hydraulic fluid because it doesn't have all the detergents and stuff because it's not dealing with combustion. And I don't know how much fluid we need to put in there to get to the next level. I mean, I could check the dipstick. It'd be a little bit of a delay before you can really check the dipstick because this oil's got to go quite a ways. I could probably dump this whole thing in there because I think the system capacity is like gallons. I'm learning as I go, and I'm also catching up with the maintenance over time.
you know, like being split with my time between here and Phoenix House, there's really no time to dive in and spend a week on the tractor. I've added about a gallon. It looks pretty good. So each diamond on the dipstick is basically a quart. Now we know. I'm glad I didn't just dump the whole bottle in there. Okay, we'll put our little cap in here. If you guys are across the pond or something, somewhere, a quart is a quarter gallon. And then we use gallons. And then if we got to go smaller than quarts, we use ounces. And a quart is 32 ounces. So you got 32, 64, 128 ounces is a gallon. So a lot simpler than that liter stuff, you know, base 10. That's the bench from the bomb shelter. It's all getting tied together. All right, let's pop our hood. We'll use our super duper latch popper here. Wow. How easy is that? I don't have to go get a screwdriver or anything. So we're a little low on coolant here. So there's 2 marks. We're below both of them. Now, this looks like a small reservoir, so I don't want to go crazy. So we just filled it up to the cold level. That's all it took. It didn't take much, just a drizzle. Yeah, living out in the middle of nowhere isn't for everybody, but sure looking good on me and the wife so far. We checked the fluid in the front axle here and it was barely registering. So we'll go ahead and just dump a little bit in here. Don't need much because it doesn't hold a lot. He's occupying the whole knurled edge without coming onto this part here. So we got the perfect amount in there. Now we're gonna tighten this cap. We're not gonna go too crazy. Okay, so we're gonna loosen our little knobs here. And there's our battery. It started the tractor like 4 times, 5 times yesterday, but I forgot to like, oh yeah, let me let it run. And so now it's dead.
There it is.
Okay, we cut up the good jumper cables, but we still have the crappy ones. We cut up the good ones for the solar batteries. Remember that? Big jumpers. Okay, I didn't warm up the car at all before I put it in gear, but what I do is I just idle it. I don't put any pressure on it. So hopefully, you know, it's not good to just fire it up and slam on the transmission, but
Slow.
it doesn't matter how long the ride is. She's excited about it.
Don't let her hit the window.
Wow, Pearl, you had a fun ride?
Whee!
Whee! See, the Jeep has a simpler hood latch than the John Deere. It's got a convoluted system with a stupid hole you gotta stick something in. The Jeep just has a couple of bungee cords.
Don't tell them that.
Tell them what?
You start taking my battery.
Nobody's gonna take your battery. The ground over here. We'll leave the hot in the bush. This is not gonna even get remotely close. Let me move this. It's forcing me to clean the place. And I'm so against that. The land has provided a lot of weird stuff like this thing. Hope there's not a snake under here. I'll go real fast. You gotta be faster than the snake. This is the broom the land provided over here. Which one did we bring?
That one?
Oh, that might be better.
Yeah.
The land always provides the bare minimum. So let's grab the...
This was before we knew the land was providing anything.
Right, we started bringing stuff. Really didn't need to bring anything. I'm just trying to minimize the chance of a nail. This is kind of our portable jump pack right here. These cables are barely long enough to do anything. Let's put the hot on first so that if I accidentally touch the ground, it doesn't short on anything. Problem is that the tractor's frame is all around the battery. I saw the sparkles here. So the Jeep is charging it already. So we'll just let her charge it for a while. Okay. Never need those again. Oh my gosh. She's gonna get it.
gave me the bird.
We're having to use walkie-talkies because there's no reception out at the wash. And the wife needs to be able to contact me in case she wants to nag me about something.
Cat daddy. Come in, cat daddy.
Okay, it's working. It's a long ways to the wash. Testing the front gate.
Affirmative.
Okay, wow, she's a nerd. So here's the wash. And I'm gonna show you guys the part that's all rutted out and then we'll fix it. We kind of went over this last time when we cleared this up, but look how bad it is already. This is all clay, I think, but it's really, really silty. And it's just really, really bad stuff. But the neighbors with the two-wheel drive vehicles, I don't know. I mean, it's probably not their fault entirely because weight and stuff is a. And I've been taking the two-wheel drive U-Haul through here too. So up here, you could see this horrible dip that's carved in here. And I've seen how it happens. The dude goes to crawl up here and then he gets a burnout right here. And then he just keeps like having to move back and forth, go side to side. And the burnout hole expands. You see it? So that's a foot deep burnout hole. So let's go ahead and recut the wash and see how it goes. So what I'm trying to do is where the guy dug the hole, I'm trying to just shave the top of the hill. Shave the top of the hill down to that level. This is the heavy digging bucket with a separate cutting blade. Earlier today, I accidentally operated with the parking brake on for about 10 minutes. How much damage do you think I did? I'm hoping it's like a wet brake. I think it is. I think it's in the transmission. But I'm hoping that it's not just a big deal.